When people first meet Raymond Clark, they never guess his real age. Most think he's somewhere in his late 40s, maybe early 50s on a tired day. But Raymond, he's 75. And when he flashes his energetic smile or moves with the agility of someone half his age, jaws drop. Raymond isn't a celebrity. He doesn't have a personal chef or a luxury trainer. He's just a retired school principal from Asheville, North Carolina who's figured something out. Something simple, sustainable, and real. Raymond's story isn't about expensive supplements or miracle creams. It's not about surgeries or extreme diets. His story is about what he does every morning, something that transformed his life from the inside out. It began on the morning of his 60th birthday. Back then, Raymond looked like every other tired retiree. His back hurt, his knees cracked, and he'd gained 25 pounds since retiring. He found himself forgetting little things, losing energy, and waking up already exhausted. That morning, looking in the mirror, Raymond realized he had spent most of his life serving others. His students, his family, his community, but had forgotten to serve himself. That day, he made a quiet promise, to start every day by honoring his body, his mind, and his spirit. And that's how Raymond's now famous morning routine began. It's simple, but it's powerful. It didn't happen overnight, and he refined it over the years. But now, at 75, he credits his youthful appearance and sharp mind to those first hours of every day. Raymond wakes up at 5:30 a.m. Not because he has to, but because he wants to. He says there's something sacred about those early hours, when the world is still quiet. He rises without an alarm, having trained his internal clock over the years. The first thing he does is smile. It sounds strange, but Raymond swears by it. Smiling first thing in the morning signals my brain to be grateful I'm alive, he says. It's a tiny moment of joy, and it sets the tone. After brushing his teeth and splashing his face with cold water, something his grandmother swore by, he drinks a tall glass of lemon water. Not coffee, not juice, lemon water. It wakes up my system, hydrates me, and it's packed with vitamin C, he says. He drinks it slowly while standing at his kitchen window, watching the sun rise behind the Appalachian Mountains. Then comes what he calls his movement hour. It's not intense gym time. No heavy lifting or CrossFit routines. Raymond stretches for 10 minutes. Simple yoga poses he learned from a neighbor in his 60s. Then he walks. Every morning, rain or shine, Raymond walks for 30 to 40 minutes around his neighborhood. He greets neighbors, sometimes walks their dogs, and enjoys the fresh air. Walking, he says, is underrated. You don't have to run marathons. Just walk. And do it consistently. After his walk, he does 10 minutes of strength training, push-ups, squats, and resistance bands. It's not about building muscle, he explains. It's about keeping it. After 60, you lose muscle faster than you gain it. A few minutes each day keeps my body strong. But Raymond's secret isn't just about physical activity. It's what he feeds his mind. After exercising, he sits with a cup of green tea and reads. Not the news. Not social media. But something positive. A book, a devotional, poetry. Anything that lifts his spirit. Your brain is most absorbent in the morning. Why would I feed it fear and noise? He asks. He also writes in a gratitude journal. Just 3 things he's thankful for. It could be as simple as warm socks, or a kind neighbor. Over time, this habit rewired his brain for positivity. Breakfast is light but nourishing. Often it's oatmeal with berries, chia seeds, and a handful of almonds. Sometimes a boiled egg or avocado toast. He doesn't count calories. He eats whole foods, mostly plants, and avoids processed sugar. If my grandmother wouldn't recognize it as food, I don't eat it, he jokes. Around 8 a.m., Raymond showers, ending with 30 seconds of cold water. It's tough, he admits, but invigorating. It makes me feel alive. It wakes up my nerves, tightens my skin, and boosts circulation. But perhaps the most powerful part of Raymond's morning is what comes next. Silence. He sits for 10 minutes with his eyes closed and breathes. It's not complex meditation. He just sits, listens to his breath, and lets the world be. No phone. No music. Just presence. It's where I meet myself every day, he says. Where I remember who I am before the world tries to tell me who to be. Raymond's family and friends used to laugh at his routine. They'd say he was turning into one of those Zen grandpas. But now, 20 years later, they marvel at his energy. His skin glows. His posture is upright. He still drives, dances at weddings, and volunteers at local schools. Kids adore him, calling him Mr. Cool Grandpa. His doctor once told him, "Raymond, your lab work looks like a 40-year-old's. He's off all medications. His blood pressure is perfect. His mind is razor sharp. He writes birthday cards by hand for every grandchild and remembers every detail of their lives. And it's not just about looks or health. Raymond radiates joy. His confidence. Wherever he goes, people gravitate toward him. They ask him his secret. And he always smiles and says, 'It's what I do every morning.' When asked if he ever skips a day, Raymond chuckles. 'Of course. Life isn't perfect. I miss a day sometimes. But I always come back. It's not about perfection. It's about commitment.' Now, Raymond has inspired others in his community to start their own morning rituals. A group of retirees meets at the park every morning to walk, stretch, and share gratitude. They call themselves Raymond's Rising Crew. Some are in their 80s. All are thriving. Even his daughter Sarah, who used to roll her eyes at his green tea and gratitude journals, now follows a similar routine. "Dad showed me aging doesn't mean fading," she says. "It can be vibrant, joyful, even exciting." Raymond says the biggest myth about aging is that it's downhill after 60. That's nonsense, he says. Aging is like a garden. If you tend it every day, it blooms. If you neglect it, weeds grow. That's all. And while Raymond doesn't claim to have found the fountain of youth, he says he's found something better: purpose. "Every morning, I wake up with a reason to smile, to move, to grow. That's the real secret. Not looking young, but feeling alive." Today, at 75, Raymond continues his morning ritual without fail. He shares his journey through community talks, senior center workshops, and a modest blog his grandson set up for him. His message is simple. It's never too late to start. You don't need fancy products or expensive routines. You just need consistency, intention, and a little self-love each morning. Because in the end, Raymond believes the most powerful transformation happens not in the gym or the mirror, but in the first hour of your day, when you choose how to show up for life. And for Raymond Clark, that choice has kept him not just looking young, but feeling timeless.